Hey y'all, it's Kiara, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Realness Sake. This month's theme is all about our why. People are usually very motivated to get things done at the beginning of the year, but their reasoning behind it will determine their drive to execute their goal. This week's guest has easily become my newest motivation to go after my purpose. Tasha Williams survived a tragic house fire 2 years ago. This fire claimed the life of her longtime best friend Tiffany and left Tasha in the ICU and burn recovery unit for a very long time. Tasha has since recovered physically and has been on the road sharing her story of survival, strength, and purpose. Her story is truly one of a kind, and I am so happy that she could bless me with her time today. No matter how many times she tells her story, though, her scars, both seen and unseen, will forever remind her of that tragic day. She has a GoFundMe account set up where you can easily give to show your support. The GoFundMe is called Natasha's Post-Burn Recovery. With a quick Google search, you can easily find it and give whatever your heart desires. Although Natasha is able to speak about her story, physically she's okay. Emotionally, she's still going through. All donations go directly to Miss Tasha to help her in her recovery. I'm so excited for this episode. Get ready to hear her story and use this as your motivation to keep going. It's our unconventional 2020, y'all, and we are not playing this year. Without further ado, Miss Tasha, aka Auntie. Y'all, before I introduce her, I just have to tell you, we are in another location, so be kind to the echoing, listen to the message because it is powerful. Miss Tasha, I am so excited to be sitting next to you right now. Your story is so strong and just speaks volumes of continuing on. Resilience is what I see when I look at you, strength. So thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome. Hey. Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to have you on because I actually saw you on a hair page, and you were the girl. Shout out to Citronice. She does braid bobs.
Yes.
And so I seen your video, and I guess she usually keeps her videos mute, but she was like she didn't want to keep this one mute because you had something to say. And so I was like, who is this lady? Never mind the hair being slayed, but who is this lady? And just from there, I started diving into your Instagram, your YouTube videos, and I was just like so amazed by you. You have been through so much in these past 2 years, and I think that it's appropriate for you to tell your story. Yes. So where do you want to start?
I could start on that day. I remember it like it was today. January 7th, I went to church, First Baptist of College Hill. My friend Tiffany Walker, she has cancer. So after I left church, I went to go get us a cancer pendant to put on our Pandora bracelets. And when I got there, something kept telling me to leave. I mean, my mind kept saying, get in your truck and leave, get in your truck and leave. But I was so adamant about giving her a pendant, I didn't leave. So I was beating on the door. No one never came to the door. Then one of our friends rode by on the bicycle. He was like, Tasha, you trying to get in? Nobody ain't opened the door. And I was like, no. So he went around and opened the door for me. Me and Tiffany was just sitting there talking about old times. She's been my friend since I was 16. We grew up in the projects together. We did everything together. We had our kids together. Wow. Like, we did just everything together. We traveled the world, everywhere. We did a lot of things. So we were just talking about old times. And it's like her mom just came to the door and was like, y'all, the house is on fire. And my first instinct was to grab Tiffany because, I knew, her situation. So my first instinct was to grab her, and it was like she was resisting, like she didn't want to go. And I was like, come on, baby, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. I don't know where her mom went. I just know she came to that door and told us, and I don't know where she went at, but I grabbed Tiffany and we went into the hallway, and I remember, I didn't feel it, but I remember hearing my weave. I had a hair weave that covered my forehead, and I heard it like sizzling, yes. But I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel no fire. And I remember closing my eyes, just praying to God, saying, God, please get us out of here. I know you don't have our life set up like this to die in a house fire. Like, God, please get us out of here. Yeah. And I remember opening my eyes and I seen like a white being. I remember like wobbling down the steps, but I remember laying on the ground. Let me back up. As I'm going to the door, Tiffany's hand keeps slipping out of my hand. As I'm steady trying to grab her hand just keeps slipping out of my hand. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but I remember laying on the ground and the firefighter was in my ear and he was saying, ma'am, is there anyone else in the house? And I'm like, yes, please go get my friend. Please go get my friend. My friend is in the house. And I guess I passed out or whatever because I don't remember anything else. I just remember waking up in the hospital, looking at all my burns. I was burnt over 85% of my body. Wow. And I remember always asking my daughter, where is Tiffany? Where is Tiffany? And they would never tell me. I guess the doctor said, don't tell me or whatever. So as I woke up a couple of weeks later. I didn't wake up right then. They
were you in a coma?
Yes, they put me in a coma medically induced me in a coma. I decoded. Wow. I had 18 surgeries. I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn to talk again. They put a trach in my throat. I had to learn to write again. I had to learn to do everything over again. I remember one day, and I was like, he's like, okay, now, where is Tiff? Because, that was my best friend. I know if anybody going to come and see me in the hospital, it's going to be her, And I guess my daughter couldn't lie to me anymore. She was like, Mom, she gone. And I was like, gone? Well, can you tell you where they went? Where Ernestine went? Ernestine is her mom. I was like, where did they go? And she was like, Mom, you didn't get her out the house. So it was kind of confusing for me. I guess I didn't want to accept it, I guess. Because it's just like put me in a daze. Like, I didn't really accept it then. Yeah. That's the word I can say. I didn't accept it. So then days will come. I didn't never see myself at first because I couldn't walk or anything. So once I started doing rehab, my grandson, he used to always come see me, my 4-year-old grandson, and he used to always turn his head. Like, at the time I never seen myself, so I didn't know how I looked, So he used to always close his eyes and turn his head, and, at that time I couldn't talk. So, I just used to always try to get him, and he wouldn't let me get him. So one day we was doing rehab, and I was brushing my teeth. They was teaching me to brush my teeth, and I looked up. And that was my first time seeing my face. All my hair was cut off. They shaved my head. I had the big burn right there. I was ugly, So I called my daughter and I was like, now I understand why my grandson don't want me to hold him or touch me, because look how I look. And I cried and she was like, Mom, no, don't cry, So then the next day, finally, after they had took my tray out, I had said, Grandma Steak. And he finally looked at me. You know, he heard my voice then. So he finally came. At the time, I couldn't bend my arm, so I couldn't hold him. But my daughter put him on my lap. And that was my first time, you know, seeing myself. So, you know, that put me down. That, you know, put me in my feelings or whatever.
I was going to ask, how long at that point had it been? How many months or how many weeks had it been?
I think it was like a month and a half.
Wow.
Because I was in a coma. They had me in a coma for like 3 weeks. And no, that when I started walking out, it was like 2 months, two and a half months. I was in the hospital for a total of 4 months and a week. I went to rehab for a week because my doctors was already doing the rehab, teaching me the rehab before I even went downstairs to the rehab. So I started learning to walk again. They was giving me a lot of medicines, and I kept telling them that, why are y'all giving me this medicine? I don't have pain. Like, God covered everything. I never felt the burn. I never felt pain. I never felt all my scars that I have. I never felt no pain.
Wow, that is crazy. I want to ask, just to back up a little bit, because you said that you didn't know. Someone came to the door and said, "Hey, the house is on fire," but you didn't know. You didn't smell fire. Nothing.
No, didn't smell it. Didn't hear nothing.
Wow.
And I think, like, I feel some type of way towards her because I felt like she should have helped me. But then I think of it as in God sent her there to tell me, you know, because even though she left, she came and warned me that the house was on fire, because if she didn't,
y'all wouldn't have known.
No, we would have just been in that room and we both would have, you know, burnt up in the fire. So I thank her for even, you know, coming telling me, because if she wouldn't, I wouldn't be here today.
Wow. Did they ever find out how the fire started?
I haven't never read in black and white what happened. I hear what happens, and the hear is that the candle knocked over and caught the curtains on fire.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, because you
I never read that, and it's a lot of stories out there, so that can be one of the stories, because it's stories that I hear about me that's not true, what? And I'm the one that was in the situation.
Yeah.
So I don't know really what happened.
I think that the best part is that you're still here to tell your story.
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter, you know, how the fire started or what happened. The fact is
matters that I'm here.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you said that when you seen yourself for the first time, you felt unattractive, you felt ugly. That hurts my heart, because when I first met you at the Starbucks, I thought you were the most beautiful woman. I'm like, look at her spirit. She is gorgeous. So I hate that you felt that way, but I understand because that was new to you.
Yes. And I always wondered why my grandson closed his eyes. You know, he didn't want to see me like that. Even I didn't want to see me like that.
Yeah.
You know, that was my first time, but I dealt with it.
It's traumatic is what it is. Yeah.
I dealt with it. I dealt with it, and I need to show you the pictures. My hair has grown. Like, that was my problem. They shaved all my hair off. My hair is very long. It was.
And they know they're not supposed to do that to us.
Right, yeah. But after I talked to my nurses, they told me the reason why they told me that they had to shave it off to make sure my scalp wasn't burnt, you know, because I was burnt so bad. Yeah. They didn't want my scalp to be burnt and I get an infection.
Oh, that's
you know, so I told them I can, you know, I can accept that. Anything to save me, I was willing, you know. So I got over that. That was just my first time seeing myself, and then it was pink everywhere. Yeah. My lids right here was pink. All this was pink. it was hard to take in. You know, being my first time seeing myself, you know, seeing myself with a bald head, you know, that was hard for me, from long hair to a bald head.
Listen, I understand. I'm like, hold on now. Somebody need to grab a wig or something.
Yes, got me laying in there like that. Yes, but I dealt with it. That was just one of the minor milestones that I had to overcome.
Yeah, because I can only imagine the emotional things that you went through.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that.
Oh gosh, it was days. It was days that I was so down. It was days that I didn't want to even help myself. I didn't want to do the rehab. And the nurses at Tampa General 6th floor, shout out to Tampa General 6th floor burn unit.
Yes.
Those people are, I don't even know a word for them. They're beautiful. They treated me like they family. They took care of me. They pushed me when I didn't want to push myself. Wow. Like days I'd be like, no, I don't want to do it. No, Natasha, you're going to do it. You got to get out of here. You're going to do it. I mean, they took excellent care of me. They are wonderful. I love them. I go back and see them. I mean, they are wonderful. They are amazing. So then when I first started to learn to walk, I started to learn to walk in my hospital room. My first time I walked 4 steps. The next day I walked 6 steps. And the next day I started walking more. After 4 months in the hospital, after 18 surgeries, skin grafts, I was burnt over 85% of my body, so all of my skin was gone. Yeah. So my upper body, I got skin grafts from them taking some off the pieces of my stomach that I did have, and the pieces off my butt that I did have left too. So I didn't have enough skin to cover my bottom part because I was burnt 85% of my body. And the Dr. Smith, had just read about this new technology called polarity. And he had just read about it 2 days before my accident. Wow. So he was like, what is he going to do? I don't have enough skin to save me to put on my body. So he thought about it, and it was a chance that he took because no one had never heard of it. No one had never, used it or whatever. So he had to ask my family, would it be okay if he tried it? He was like, if I would die because they don't have no more skin to put on me. They asked my oldest daughter, she said no, and then they asked my youngest daughter, and she said yes. Being that my oldest daughter was next, my youngest daughter had to convince her, was like, Pebbles, if we don't even try that, mama gonna die. Yeah. Like we got to try anything to save her.
That's hard. That's a hard
decision. So they decided on it, and I thank God that they did because it saved my life.
Now, what exactly is polarity?
Polarity is where they take a piece of my skin, they put it on a thing, and they grow it.
Oh, okay.
They grow it, and then they make it it's like a paste, and they paste it onto your body, and it grows into your skin.
What?
Yes.
That's real scientific, man.
And if it wasn't for polarity, I would have died. I didn't have enough skin for my legs, for my, for the rest of my body. So, and Dr. Smith, like, when they sent him back the thing of the polarity, he went crazy because he was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Yeah. I need this for her whole body. Yeah. But it was a new technology. He didn't know. And they taught them through it, the whole procedure. They taught them through it, and I'm here.
Wait, so it's one little piece of skin that they put on your body, and it grows everywhere?
It's like a paste. They make it into a paste. I mean, I don't know the real scientific of everything of it, but I know it's called Polarity Skin TE, and it saved my life.
Wow. Well, shout out to Polarity and to that doctor for doing research.
Yes, Dr. Smith. Yes.
That's
and it's crazy that he was the mean doctor to me. I called him mean old Dr. Smith because every time he'll say, we'll give it a week, Natasha, and then maybe you'll be able to go home. The week will come and he'll say, oh, no, you're not ready. I cry and be sad and be like, mean old Dr. Smith won't let me go home and cry and cry. But I thank God for his adamant. I thank God of him keeping me in the hospital until I was ready. You know, I was mentally ready, but I wasn't physically ready. My body wasn't healed, and I felt like it was, you know, so I started calling him mean old Dr. Smith, but I love Dr. Smith. He is the best, the best. So I ended up going to rehab for a week. I passed everything because my sixth floor had taught me everything. I was bike walking, I was writing, they took the trait out, I was talking. Like, I passed with flying colors. When I got there. I was only there a week, and it was like nothing else they needed, you know, for me to do because I did everything. So they sent me home. I came home. I was on a walker. I had a wheelchair. And I didn't want to be on the walker. So when I came home with a nurse. They come here 3 times a day to change my bandages and stuff. And the first week that I was home, I walked with the walker to one corner, and I told my kids, I don't want to walk with this walker. Get the walker. It was me, my kids, and my sister. I remember it like yesterday. I told them to get the walker, and they was like, no. My sister was like, no, sis, no. I said, I can do it. So my kids got behind me. One of my kids got in front, and my sister was on the side. And I walked that first day. I walked the first corner without the walker. The next day, I did it again. I walked the next corner. The next day, I walked the next corner. The next day, I walked all 4 corners.
Wow.
All 4 corners. I was done with the walker.
Talk about determination and maybe a little bit of stubbornness too.
Yes. So my nurse was like, excuse me. My nurse was like, well, you know, Natasha, after the walker, you get a cane. I said, oh, no.
Cane?
Yeah, no. I said, no, I don't need a cane. I'm not going from a walker to a cane. Once I leave that walker, I'm done. And I was done.
Wow.
So that was my first obstacle, and then I started and it was this hand, my left hand. I'm left-handed. My left hand was messed up, and my right leg was messed up. My nerves was burnt in my foot. I don't have no feeling in my foot. It's like it's sleep all day. You know how your feet fall asleep? That's how it feels all day, every day.
Wow.
I don't know. And this hand would not go down. I was determined. I was supposed to have another surgery. I had 18 surgeries. They wanted to do another surgery. I told them, no, I'm not doing no more surgeries. Yeah. I don't want to go under anesthesia. I went under anesthesia 18 times.
That's a lot.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So they would send me to rehab, and rehab told me I have to work it myself. If I don't want to have the surgery, oh, that's fine.
Right.
Worked it myself, and as you
and
see, it moves.
Fine.
It works. My first thing was to pick up my grandson. That first day to pick him up, it was everything. I just cried like a baby because it seemed like without me being able to pick him up, I couldn't hold him and love him. You know, it seemed like it was distance. So that first day, I went to work and I picked up my grandson, and it was everything. So that was my next obstacle. So then I used to have to try to write because I couldn't even sign, you know, my medicine. I couldn't sign my name to nothing. My kids used to always have to do it. So I just was determined every day I write my name, my kids' name, just determined, just to write, just started writing. I end up writing. I accomplished that goal.
Wow.
I mean, I just started knocking down my obstacles that was ahead of me that they were saying going to take me this time and this time and this time. No, and then the thing is with me, I was very independent. I never depended on no one. And at that time of my icing, I had to depend on everyone.
Oh.
And that was hard for me.
Yeah.
I had to wait on people to bathe me. I had to wait on people to feed me. I had to wait on people on their time.
Yeah.
And that was very, very hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to just doing stuff for myself, So that was an obstacle that I demanded to get back.
I don't blame you. You know what? I think that your story, like I've been saying, is a story of resilience and strength.
Yes.
You don't know how many people who would have gone through something like you, maybe not even something as traumatic as what you've gone through, and they're ready to give up.
Yes.
They're ready. Well, the doctor said, well, I can't do this. Everybody, but you were able to put all that stuff to the side, because at the end of the day, our self-determination is number one.
Yes.
When it comes to what we're gonna do.
Correct.
Your mind is powerful.
Yes.
And you showed yourself that, hey, no burn, no skin grab, no nothing is gonna stop me from being Tasha.
Correct.
And I love that.
Correct.
Talk about how that was for you mentally, because although you wanted to be all that you could be, per se, there were times where you couldn't. So how was that for you?
Terrible. It was so sad. One of my saddest moments is I couldn't pee. I couldn't get up, to go pee. And no one was here. And I end up peeing on myself, and that was so humiliating to me. So from that day on, I told myself, you're not going to lay here anymore. You're not going to lay in that. That right there was my most determined to get up and do for me, to do for myself. That was very humiliating to me. And that was one of my lows. And another one of my lows was people used to call me burnt. They used to call me half dead.
Who are these people?
Most of them family, and one of them was one of I thought was my best friend.
That's terrible.
And that was very hard. It was my sister that called me half dead and burned. And that was the sister that was there every day. Like, my whole family, it's 8 of us. It's 6 girls and 2 boys. Every time one sister leave, the other sister was there. So I was never, by myself, because they was there. And the thing about that is, it's 8. My mom had 8 kids. She say she didn't give us away, but my aunt ended up with 2 of us, which is me and my brother Octavius. He's passed now. And my aunt, we used to call her mom because we thought she was our mom. And I thought my sisters was my cousins.
Oh, wow.
And one day my aunt sat us down and she was like, I'm not y'all mom, I'm y'all aunt. Y'all mom, she didn't say y'all mom gave me to y'all. She told me that she had my oldest brother since he was born. And she said she got me when I was like 3 or 4 months. She told me that my sisters was my sisters, not my cousins. And she told us from that day forward, if we didn't want to call her mom anymore, we didn't have to, because we're she's our aunt. From that day on, I had so much anger towards my mom. And it was like, why wouldn't you tell us? Why? And still right now to this day, she tell me the story that my aunt told us is not true, but she don't tell us what's supposed to be the truth. So my sisters live with her. My sisters and my brother live with her, and me and my brother live with my aunt. We continue to live there with her, and we called her mom, and I still call her mom right now today. So I always felt like I call myself the black sheep of the family, that's how I felt, because I was the one always getting in trouble. I was the one going to jail. I was always the one in trouble. Mm-hmm. So I always felt distance from them. So when this happened to me and they was there for me, it made me feel like part of the family again. Yeah. It made me feel like, oh, they do love me, So, anytime I called them, you'll bring me something to eat. I mean, they was there, wow. there every day, all day, anything I needed. They was there. So when I came home from the hospital, they was around. Mm-hmm. And me and my sister had a misunderstanding. And from there, that misunderstanding blew up to so much of her calling me burnt and half dead, and I'm already burnt, and that hurted me to the soul. Like, I still haven't got over that yet. And that was one, and I told them, like, if y'all really felt that way about me, why did y'all come show me that love that y'all did? Like, y'all, like, I felt like it was fake love. So that killed me. She called me burnt, and the girl, she was my hairdresser plus my friend. Mm-hmm. When that happened to me, I couldn't work anymore, so I didn't have any money. I didn't have no money, and it was my daughter's birthday. And being that, she's my hairdresser, and I'm thinking she's my friend, I thought she was my friend. So I asked her, would she do my daughter's hair? And she said, I said, how much? And she said, $75. And I said, okay, so it's only half 50. Mm. And she was like, no, give me 60. Mm. So, I gave her the 60. I texted her and told her, like, Richmond, we friends. Like, if I told you I didn't have it, what's $10 between friends? Why would you tell me 60? I was like, that hurt me. I don't think that you should have did that. Oh, she went crazy saying, you my customer, not your daughter. Oh. If it was you and this and that. But my thing is, that's my child, and I'm telling you, it's her birthday. I'm giving it to her as a gift from me. So whether it's for her head or my head, oh, she went to calling me half dead, and I still got the texts in my phone. Like,
that's a lot.
That killed me. Like, each time I was growing up a ladder, those two things knocked me back down, knocked me down.
Wow. And it goes with what you were saying as far as your childhood goes, that abandonment that you felt, you feeling it over again from people, from your family, people who you called your friends. Yeah. Right. So that's hard to go through.
And then I had to go through girls that my day ones, that I thought was my day ones. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm the type of person, anything happening, but I don't even have to know you. If something happened, like if this was to happen to any of my friends, I would have been there 100 and nothing they would have to ask for. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Like, I used to have to get on Instagram and ask for rides to go to church because my car had broke down. I have friends that I used to be with every day. Why am I on Instagram begging for a ride to church?
You felt alone.
Yeah, it's like I was totally abandoned. And then, I didn't have my significant other because he was in prison. He's still in prison. So it was days I had to conquer this by myself. Yeah. Like, if he would have been here, I could have cried on his shoulder. And, I didn't have that. So it was so hard. I used to just cry myself back there. I went into depression so bad. I gained 45 pounds because I would just sit back there and eat Snike cakes and his album all on my dresser and just eat. And I gained 45 pounds from depression. But I shook it off. I shook it off, and I shook it off, got right. For a while, I stayed in the house. I say probably like 3 or 4 months. I wouldn't go nowhere. I wouldn't do nothing. But when I shook that dove off my bike and got right and went out here into this world and became me again, it was on from there. It was on from there. Like, at first when I go out in the public and one thing I never did, I never tried to hide my scars. I never, I never worried about hiding them. But once I started going out in the world, it used to be kids. Kids used to always stare at me, and it didn't bother me. I don't think the kids didn't bother me because it gave me a chance to tell them, don't play with fire. This is what happens. Like, kids are bold. They want to know what happened to you. Why your skin like that? What happened? And I tell them, baby, this come from playing with fire. It was one little boy, I was talking to him, and after I talked to him, I told him about don't play with fire. This is what happened. So I started talking to his mom. She was like, I read about your story. We talking, and they was getting ready to get on the bus. The boy turned around and he said, ma'am, you said don't play with fire. I said, yes, baby, don't play with fire. And that made me feel good.
Yeah.
That made me feel good to teach him. I bet you he's not going to play with fire because he going to remember this skin. So that uplifts me.
Yeah.
That uplifts me. It uplifts me when I go into the world and I see people and they say, Tasha, you inspire me. You strengthens me. Your strength inspires me. That uplifts me.
Yeah.
That makes my day. Just the other day I was at my friend's funeral, my friend mom's funeral, and it was like 2 or 3 people came up to me and they was like, Tasha, you so strong. I watched your story. You inspire me. You are very strong. I let them know, I look strong on the inside, but I be weak sometimes on the inside. I be weak, but I put the best face forward that, to make it. I don't like to be sad.
Yeah.
I don't like, and one thing I don't like is people coming up asking me, do I regret what I did? I don't regret it at all. If it happened again, I'll do it again. I don't regret it at all. And they'll be like, no, I'm meaning your scars. I'm here. I accept my scars.
Yeah.
My scars show my heart. My scars show that I wouldn't leave my friend.
Yeah. You're a walking miracle is what you are. And the fact that you had to pull yourself up shows, again, your resilience. And it's sad to say, but a lot of times when we do go through things, I would hate for it to be as dramatic as yours, but a lot of times they say, like, when you get married, when someone dies, when there's a shift, that's when you see who's really for you.
Yes.
And
that's so true.
Yeah. And who's to say if you weren't to have gone through what you've gone through? Again, I hate that it had to be this traumatic.
Yes.
But they could have got you another way. You know what I mean? Like, it some kind of way, if people aren't for you, they will never be for you.
No.
The thing that I don't like about that is that you had to find that out this way.
Yes.
But the thing about purpose is it doesn't matter how you get there or how you put those pieces together. When there's a purpose on your life, you go get it.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
And it seems like you got it.
I got it. Yes. Yes. And as the years, like, this is my second year. My first year was so hard. It was so hard. My first year of me ever going back to the house. They tore the house down. I came home in April. My first time going back there was the day again, January 7th. And I broke down like it just happened. I walked through the grass. I seen burnt pieces of the house. It wore me down. Yeah. It was hard. And then this year, it was even hard this year. Like, when January first came, it just hit me. Like, every day I was sad. On January 4th, I went to the house. Some just told me to go there, and I just went there. I walked through the house again, crying again. Well, it's not a house; it's just the grass, just a lot. I walked through there again, crying, and this was on the 4th. So last year they had a horse and carriage ride for me
Oh.
Yeah, we rode around by the house and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this year they had a candlelight, and it was hard. It was very hard. Like, I was sad even after that. Like, I was missing my friend this year. Last year I think I was more in sorrow, but this year I was missing Tiffany. I was missing her so much. So I put in my head for next year. No, when I finally got over my sorrow, which was maybe like the 10th or the 11th, I realized, I put a post on Instagram realizing, saying like, I beat myself up about that day, because that day on the 7th, I shouldn't have woke up sad. I was supposed to woke up happy that I'm alive, that I'm here, that God saved me, and I woke up sad. Ever since the first, I've been waking up at 4:00 in the morning with Tiffany on my mind all morning that day, what happened and what I could have did and what and then I finally got it together, and I was like, God, I'm sorry. I should have been waking up thanking you. Like, I should have been thankful. And I apologize, because I felt bad. I felt like I wasn't grateful.
Yeah.
Like, so when I finally got it together, I thank God, and I told him, like, next year I'm not going to be sad. I'm going to have me somewhere to go. I'm going to go back, because our last trip we was together, we was in Miami. So I said, I'm going to leave on the 6th, January 6th, so I can wake up January 7th in Miami, and I want to be happy. I don't want to keep being sad on that day, I want to be happy. I want to enjoy life. I want to rejoice life.
I understand that, but that it's normal for you to feel that way. We talked about this before. It's called survivor's guilt. You went through a traumatic experience with your friend. You lost her, and you beat yourself up because I could have saved her. I could have. But the reality is, we really won't know. But don't beat yourself up for feeling down.
Okay.
It's a normal part of your grieving process. You're still grieving your friend, and that's okay. That was your best friend.
Yes.
And I think a small part of you will always have that sadness. But I like how you said, I don't want to be sad anymore. I don't want to remember my friend in this way.
Right.
I want to celebrate the life that we had together. You had fun. I see the picture. You guys are on the beach.
Yes, we was in Miami there.
Yeah. So you have all these great memories. And when you do find yourself getting sad, grieving your friend, think about those times. But never beat yourself up for surviving. Never beat yourself up for that. If the roles were reversed, I'm sure your friend would have did everything she could to save you. So when you think about that, say, I did everything I could to save my friend. Thank you that I know that my friend is in a better place. You said she had cancer. She was going through. Who knows?
Yes.
But I would hate for you to see your life as a burden because somebody didn't make it.
Yes.
Celebrate your friend. Love your friend. She'll always live on in you. You waking up at 4:00 in the morning, I don't know, that could be your friend. I believe in things like that. Like with God, I feel like God wakes me up at a certain time. Like one time I was waking up at 3:30, and I was like, oh, must be time for me to pray or something. God mishearing my voice. So you never know what that could be.
Right.
Well, let me pen a letter to Tiffany. Let me talk to her.
Because I can come right in here and talk to her.
There she goes. Yeah. But the relationship that you had with her was beautiful.
Yes.
That's not gone. You'll always have that. So feel strong and be strong and feel empowered in the fact that I had a good friend.
Yes. Yes, I did. That was my baby.
Yeah.
Yes, but I plan on not being sad anymore. I done been sad for 2 years. It's time that like you said, rejoice with my friend, be happy with her. And that's my plan. And I'm also going to write a book about it's going to be called A Mother's Love. Mm-hmm. So I have already started on it. I get in my feelings and stop.
Hey, that's a part of the process.
Yes, I get in my feelings and stop.
I want to ask you, did you ever go to therapy?
That's crazy that you asked me that, because all the while in the hospital, the people kept trying to, you need therapy, Natasha, you need, but I'm so, no, I don't, ain't nothing wrong with me. I don't need to talk to them people. I don't know. It finally hit me this year that, yes, I do. So I have an appointment on the 23rd.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I do need it.
Yeah.
I need it more for guilt. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but I do feel guilty. Mm-hmm. I feel mostly guilty when I be around her kids.
Yeah.
Because I know they mom gone, I'm here, when I talk to you about that they probably don't feel that way, but
yeah,
that's how I feel guilty. So I think that's mostly what I really need. And I might need it for more things. I just don't know it, but I know for a fact guilt.
That's one thing that you need. Yeah. Well, congratulations for deciding to go to therapy.
Thank you.
That's something that I always encourage for people to do, regardless of what the situation is. But therapy helps you sort through your thoughts.
Yes.
You made it this far on your own, and you've done a great job. But having the extra person to bounce your feelings and your emotions off of will help you go even further.
Yes.
And have long-lasting coping skills for when you do feel sad, when you do feel guilty, and when you do feel depressed. You're like, you know what? Nope. I learned these coping skills,
yes.
and I'm about to get out here, and I'm about to be Miss Tasha.
Yes, so I finally accepted that I do need it.
Yeah. One day at a time.
Yes.
That's all you can really do.
Yes. But my message to people is never give up. Never give up. Like, what I went through, you have to be strong.
Yeah.
You have to be strong, because it's days when I can't say I never had a thought of giving up, but I had days of being tired, being tired, don't want to do it, I never thought of giving up. I never thought of giving up, but depression, that's one hard thing. Like my scars, that's not a problem for me. I have accepted my scars, I have accepted my scars. It's people know my story behind my scars, and even people that don't know my story behind my scars, I'll tell them my scars show my heart. Wow. And I accepted that, but like it's nothing too hard. It's nothing too hard if you put your mind to do it. Like walking again, I put my mind to do it. I wanted to walk again. Talking again, I wanted all these things. Whatever you want, you have to go for it and do it. You have to do it. Just laying there feeling sorry for yourself is not the route. No. And I did do that, but I got up.
Yeah,
I got up.
And you keep going.
Yes.
Man, I just when I see you, like I said, I was so glad I got to meet you before this. And when I saw you have an aura about you, you're so bright and light and like so positive. But I knew, well, obviously because I saw your YouTube and stuff, but that doesn't come from not going through anything.
Right.
You got to go through some stuff to know, hey, this is sunshine. I want to stay over here.
Yes.
I done been through the rain. I done been through the storms.
Yes.
And wow. I'm just like, I'm in awe of Miss Tasha. She my auntie now.
Right.
I'm in awe of Auntie Tasha, because there's been so many times where I felt like I couldn't go on. And then, when you sit and you look, when I think about the things that I've gone through, no way do they compare to the things that you've gone through. But still, I see you and I'm like, I gotta keep going.
Right.
How can I stop?
Right.
How can I stop when I know that there's people like you who have gone through loads more than me, and you had a determination to go through? Who am I? How dare I? How dare you?
Give you strength.
Yes.
Give you strength. And that's what I want to be like. How I feel like, how I motivated you. I want to be able to go back to Tampa General and people that's laying in their bed like how I was. I want to let them see my scars, let them know, oh, it's gonna work. You gonna get better.
Yeah.
But you got to want to.
I'm
I'm going through my classes now. I have to pay for them. That's the only reason why I haven't finished, because I have to pay for them to go through the classes to be the volunteer. And once I get my certification, I can be that person, and I'm going to do that
at Tampa General.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Well, maybe you'll get an anonymous donation so you could go ahead and take care of that.
Yes, I hope. But I want to do that. I want to be that light for someone, because you laying there, you don't know that it's light at the end of the road. Right. You feel like it's over, and I want to be that person. Like, they'll look at me and know that I done been through, and they know that I'm telling them the truth.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person. You go and say, if you go in there all pretty and stuff and be like, oh, I know I can help you, and this and that, they're going to be like, I go in there with these burns and I show them my scars and I let them know I was in that same bed and it's light at that tunnel.
Girl, they gonna be hopping out the bed right now.
I'm be telling them, come on, baby, come on, do this. This is what you got to do. Do this. That I want to be their motivation.
Yeah.
I also want to be the person that teach kids don't play with fire.
Okay.
Like I want to be somebody after this. I want to help people. I want to teach people. I want to help.
That's the beauty behind it, though, because you could be so different. You could just go and just sit in your shell and be like, don't talk to me, leave me alone. But you want to help, and that speaks of your heart.
I want to help. I want to be that motivation.
Yeah. Well, you motivated me, and I'm pretty sure you motivated everybody that's listening to you right now.
I hope I did. Y'all know it's nothing too hard for God. Like, Amen. They counted me out. They said I wasn't going to make it. They told my mama and dad I wasn't going to make it. They told me I wasn't going to walk again. They told me I wasn't going to do this, man.
The
listeners,
lies.
If y'all see me now, I'm jumping, running. I've been talking, walking. I'm doing everything they said I couldn't do.
But God. That's all that matters. You proved everybody wrong. You even proved yourself wrong.
I sure did. Yes, I did.
I'm so excited to see what the future holds with you. I know your kids probably a big support. I'm like number 4 on the support, okay? Because I'm rooting for you so hard, and I'm just so appreciative of you even coming here. What are your, if you could, let's see, if you could encourage someone that may have not gone through, but felt how you felt, those feelings of loneliness and abandonment and depression and guilt, speak life to them, what would you say?
Nobody in this world is closer than God. Them days that I felt lonely and sad, that's who I talked to. That's who motivated me and gave me my strength. And he told me, baby, I got them people around you. They wasn't no good for you. They wasn't no good for you. Them people that you keep looking for, I moved them away. They weren't for you. So if anything y'all ever learn from me is you can feel alone, because sometimes that's what you need to learn. That's what you need. You need some alone time. And that's what I needed. I needed that. I felt like everybody had a heart like me, and they don't. They don't. My dad told me, baby, it's only one of you. It's only one of you, baby. Stop looking for another person like you. It's only one of you. And I found that my strength comes from my God. Wow. That's my strength.
Well, I see your strength. And I love it. I love you, Miss Auntie Tasha. Yes. Tell the people where they can find you. What's your socials and everything?
Okay, y'all gonna think I'm sounding crazy, but my Instagram name is
real Tampa stuff right here, y'all.
my Instagram. You can find me on Instagram, Miss 3Piece. It's MISS, the number 3, and PCS. And please don't ask me what that stands for.
We not. We not.
And on Facebook, I'm Natasha Williams. And on Twitter, I'm Natasha Williams. And yes, I don't be too much active on there. But my Twitter is Natasha Williams. My GoFundMe is Natasha Williams, burn survivor. Mm-hmm. Yes. And my YouTube, what I need y'all to subscribe to is Burn Survivor Polarity. Burn Survivor Polarity is my YouTube. I have all of my testimonies. Mm-hmm. I have everything what happened in the fire. I also have pictures of what happened in the fire, and I need you guys to subscribe.
Your story is so huge and so touching. Listen, all you need is a platform, honey.
That's it.
So y'all go ahead and give some money to the GoFundMe and follow her on all her socials. Auntie Tasha, it's been such a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for finding me. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for letting God use you. Yes. Okay, you finna break somebody free today.
I hope so. Yes, and if y'all need to, y'all can DM me, email me, anything. I don't mind talking to y'all. If y'all have any further questions, anything, I don't mind. I'm free. I'm not mean. If y'all have any questions, I'm willing to answer them.
All righty, y'all. From her mouth. Thank y'all so much for listening. Bye.